Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another episode today, folks. As I promised in the previous video, because I've got the Gigas up and ready and they have been hitched, we're going to be breeding some Gigas as well as continuing on with the owl mutation. So it's going to be a bit of a long episode, primarily focused with breeding. So the first step for the Gigas would be to get myself the base pair. Once I've finished with that, I will then take these Gigas to Mike's base and he can have them and keep them and do whatever he wants. So if you guys enjoy this episode, please do not forget to support me on the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos. And why not check out some of my other videos here on this channel? Who knows, you might just enjoy them. Finally, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment. So, with the intro out of the way, this first part might take a bit of a while because I'm probably going to end up going through quite a lot of Giga eggs just to get the base pair. Now, I do want... or what I'm looking for at the base pair is for both parents to have the exact same stats. Now that in itself reduces the first chances of getting a mutation, because I'm reducing the RNG simply because there are fewer differences between the parents. So I'm increasing the chances of mutations. I always like to start out with both parents having the exact same stats. Even if I get a mutation in the Giga, in this process I will not keep it until I get the base parents at the same level, or at the same level and stats. So that's the aim of the game for this first part of the breeding. As you can see, I've got quite a few Giga eggs. I'm not quite sure what level I'm looking at. So the way I'm going to work it out is through all these eggs, I'm going to see exactly what is the highest level of the baby Giga that I can get, and then go off of that. The highest level to me would definitely mean that both stats from the mother as well as the father have carried on to the baby, which is what I want. Now, obviously, you can calculate this with most dinos. I'm not quite sure how the Gigas work in terms of stats and points due to the nerf that they receive after tame. Normally with normal dinos, you can calculate the levels that you or the level of the baby that you'll be looking for that has both stats. So with this, I am going to be guessing. Now, first things first, because this is the easiest, I'm going to take the task of breeding or hatching the owl eggs. I'm looking for the next HP mutation. As you can see, I've got some nice colors right there, so I'm going to keep those colors. I'm not going to keep every single color, otherwise I'm going to run out of space in my base. So I believe I'm looking for, let me just double check this. Okay, so I'm looking for 249, and I've seen the HP that I'm after. Whoop, hello. So as you can see, this one received another mutation. It is a 249. And the mutation is in... Let me just double check this. I do have a list of the previous mutations. So it is in weight. Obviously, that's kind of useless to me. How? Oh, whoa, whoa. Where are you going? Get back here. Hey, get back here. I mean, I suppose it is a good start, but not the start that I want. Let me just double check this. I mean, one thing that's crossed my mind is I want to see what the current mutation in HP would look like fully imprinted. So I'm gonna keep this guy here, let him get fully imprinted, just to see what a mature owl with the current mutations in HP looks like when it's fully imprinted, and maybe play around with the stats and see how it levels up and stuff like that. So that'll just for fun, no particular reason. I don't really intend to use the owl, and I'll probably kill it afterwards because it's useless to me. But I wanted to get my bearings and stuff. Now, I'm going to keep this guy because I do like the blue that goes into a pinkish color, then into red. So I do like that combination of colors. Obviously, let's have a look. He's definitely not a health mutation. So, he's definitely not going to continue down the breeding line. I think this guy was a damage mutation, but I'm going to keep him for the color. He does look pretty cool. Quite like it, yeah. I think it fits with the colors that it's currently got with the red. It does go into a nice pinkish kind of coloration. 249. Oh, hello, another mutation right here. Okay, so this one is the HP mutation. That's good for me. I seem to be quite lucky at this point. I am getting the mutations that I want. So this guy is a keeper, which is actually a lass, but you get the idea. It is a female owl, so that means I can carry on with the next line of breeding. So next time I'll be breeding this, I'll be looking for a 251 and obviously more HP. Let's see what else we have here. So anything else apart from interesting color mutations are not here to stay. 249 again, ho ho. Okay, female, and obviously, hold on a bit. I want to keep this. This is another HP mutation. So I'm guessing these were twins, which is good. So that's a very good start. 2 females, both with HP mutations, possibly twins. Okay. 247. I have seen that yellow snow owl, or the one that's got the yellow coloration. I'm quite intrigued to see what stats that received because it looks freaking amazing. At the moment, I'm just working my way through this mess. And so, as a result, what I'm going to be doing after I clear out this mess is I'm going to eat all of the other snow owl legs. We don't need them anymore. I mean, this mutation for the owls was with a very slow start, but at the moment, we're doing quite good. There is progress, and I'm always happy when there's progress. Especially with something like this that takes for absolutely ever. I want to get to that yellow snow owl. I want to have a closer look at it because it looks amazing. 247. Alright, we don't want you. You are 249. So, definite good mutation. Question is, what did you mutate in? Okay, so we got the normal HPs. But he's also got a damage mutation. I want to keep it for the color, and I think I'm going to imprint on it and turn this into my main owl. So, I'm obviously not going to kill McFly over there because he served me well. Obviously a male over here. He's got more health originally than McFly and more damage than McFly, so he should be a better owl. Slightly, obviously. We're only on the 5th mutation on this guy, so just a small difference, but I'll take every little advantage that I can get. So, ooh, another 249. Interesting. I mean, the mutation gods must be... I must have gained favor with the mutation gods because I'm getting quite a few mutations in a very small batch. Normally I have to go through like 2-3 batches to get this amount of mutations. Okay, what are you? Okay, no, not worth keeping. I do like the dark red on it though. Okay, what did you mutate in? Oh well, it's not what I wanted, so unfortunately it's gonna have to go. But first things first, I need to clear up the mess. I'm kind of undecided if to keep this one or not, but then at the back of my mind I'm also thinking, how many owls am I going to keep just for color mutations? You know, and I don't really want to keep too many, because if I'm going to breed other stuff like Gigas and play around with the Rex mutations, I don't really want to overfill my base with just color mutations. I think I'm going to end up killing it. Okay, right. So decision time. Right, let's have a look at your stats. Right, well, you're useless. So you're gonna have to go. Sorry, tough decision, but sometimes tough decisions must be made. Next one. Okay, 247. Nope. Okay. I mean, anything else from this point on, unless it's a 249 with another HP mutation, does not stay. I don't see any interesting color mutations, so again, nothing that I want to keep. I'm just surprised at how fortunate I've been with the mutations in this particular batch. I don't normally get so many mutations in just a single batch. But I will not complain. I'm happy with it. Okay, there we go. Trying to get these guys over there. And then obviously get rid of them. There's another one, which I'm trying to reach. There we go. Nope, nearly. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay, right, hold on a second. There you go. Sheesh. That's quite difficult. Okay. So, obviously, this being said and done, next order of business, what I'll be doing is I'll obviously clear up this area. Then I'm gonna eat the remainder of the snow owls, move the mutation that I currently have into the line of mutations that I've done in the past. That'll free up some space over here and make it feel less cluttered, and then eat the remaining snow owl eggs and carry on with the Giga mutations. I'll show the first part to show you guys what logic I use with regards to with regards to picking the parent for the Giga. So I'll give you some meat. I've noticed that one stack of meat does seem to suffice for the owls with regards to the current mutations. Now, the question is, why did I keep you? Well, you're not staying, so you're going to have to go. Sorry. Okay, take the saddle off you. I'll harvest you for some more meat. What did I leave? Okay, perfect. I don't care about that. Give you guys some meat over here. And you as well. We don't want you starving out. And you as well. I'm not bothered about imprinting on these guys. They're just for show, really. So that's why I put them here. They can get some imprints and maybe some additional points and stats and stuff like that. Name. What am I going to name you? So we currently have the main owl, which is called McFly. I'm thinking, I don't know. I'd like to think of a name, something related with the color. But nothing original comes to mind. So I'm just going to call you Mr. Fly for the moment. I might end up changing the name out later. But Mr. Fly will do. I mean, he's pretty fly anyway, so kind of suits the colors. Let's move this guy, this last actually, out of the way. These guys, how are they doing? They're doing alright. Okay. So 2 female mutated owls. I'm going to name you... I believe this is the 6th mutation in the owl HP mutation line, so we'll do that. We'll name you like that. There we go. And that is that sorted. Need to move you out of here. First things first, we need to disable wandering on you. We don't want you wandering around the base aimlessly. And then I need to unhitch you. Okay, so I'll put you over here. Just to keep track of how things have gone so far. And once I've fully bred the owls and obtained the stats that I want, I will show each individual mutation. But I think it kind of gets around 150 additional HP per mutation, which isn't bad. I haven't actually really calculated it. I've just made a rough estimate of what things look like. So it's somewhere around, it's over 100, which isn't bad. So, and then add to that the imprinting, or the bonus of the imprinting, and obviously that'll make it a very powerful owl. It's not going to be anywhere as powerful as the Gigas, as the Rex mutations, but still for a flyer, it'll definitely be super powerful. I was just looking at the stats for the parents, or more to the point, to the level. So it's, the parents are level 209, so it's going to be interesting to see what the babies will get in terms of levels. Anything below obviously does not stay. Anything at the same level does not stay. There should be an increase in the Gigas level, or the baby Gigas level. As I said, I've not calculated it simply because of the nerf that the Gigas get after tame. I'm not sure how that affects the stats, and if that's a thoroughly thought through process or not. I would have thought it is, but I'm just going to go off of my instincts and pick out the Gigas with the highest level. If I pick one that has the highest level, and then in a later batch I find one with another higher level, then I'll obviously swap to that and obviously try and turn it into a pair. 203, clearly nope. Once again, due to the size of the Gigas, I'm very unlikely to keep color mutations. These guys are huge when they are mature. 209. I'm trying to claim this guy, but obviously his tail is in the way. 210. I don't think you're good enough. Whoa, 202. I'm kind of stuck here now. 216, so that looks a bit better. Okay, so he's retained, or she's retained the damage. I don't think this is it, but I'm not chanting it. So when I did look at the Gigas, a lot of the stats looked very similar, and that's why I said that I don't really know how the game scales down or nerfs the Gigas after tame. Obviously, as a wild creature, the Giga is amazingly powerful. Once you tame it down, the game does nerf it. So I'm not really sure how that really affects the stats and points attributions, because, like, for example, both Gigas seem to have the exact same amount of HP and I believe stamina. I think there's another stat that is the exact same. One of them has more food and more damage, whilst the other one has I can't remember what the other stats. But when I kind of added up the stats and all that, it didn't really match up. So this is a 222. This is the highest I've seen so far, meaning I'll end up keeping this guy for the moment. There is a chance that I might find something bigger and stronger, but at the moment it satisfies my needs. So yeah, going back to what I was saying before, this was just like a rough calculation, but when I looked at both of the Gigas that I had, I noticed that, and correct me if I'm wrong, and if anybody knows this better than me, because I'm not, what I'm saying is I don't know, but from what I've seen, when the Gigas get scaled down, the points distributed into stats don't seem to be equal. I mean, they both are level 209, whereas one Giga seems to have more points distributed into stats. It has far more, I believe, food, and a lot of points into damage. Now, obviously, oh, there's another one, so I'll take this one as well, just as a backup. So when I looked at it, it seemed that one Giga had more points given into stats than the other one. So I'm guessing this would probably have something to do with the way the game scales it down. And so normally I'm not... Well, I kind of stopped calculating. I just went off the idea of, whilst I hatch the eggs, I'll see which ones come out the absolute highest with regards to level, and I'll just go off of that. Like I said, I'm not expecting this to become a perfect Giga or whatnot. I'm just doing it for fun as a side project, just because I've got the owl. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of these Gigas here, because I do have 2 Gigas. I'm going to be using it for hunting, and I'm going to be playing around with it. This hasn't got any mutations as of yet, but I do... some people have mentioned that fully imprinted Gigas can become quite powerful. So I want to see what that's like. And obviously I'll be using that as a hunting Giga to get meat and maybe, I don't know, fight other stuff. I'm not that bothered about it. I do have the Rexes, and as I've mentioned it in the past, I do fear that stupid rage mechanic. Obviously there's a rage meter, which it shows when it's close to becoming enraged, but yeah, still, that's a big setback for the Gigas. Okay, so we're doing okay for meat here. Time to cook off the rest. We're going to put the raw meat in first, and then we're going to put in the spoiled meat. Now I still have spoiled meat, the prime meat. I've got a ton of spoiled meat. Let's get rid of this. And my refrigerator is already starting to fill up with spoiled meat again. So I'll need to craft a ton more narcotics soon enough. So I'm going to go for another batch of eggs and see what else I can get, if we can get a higher level. At the moment, it seems to be 222, although I think there's a good possibility that I could get a higher level Giga. So we'll see what happens with this next batch. I'm going to get rid of all the meat. There we go. Oh, I may find my way out. So, due to the incubation timers, there is a bit of waiting to do for the eggs to fully hatch. Now, the hatchery does hatch it to, I believe, 1%. And then, obviously, I'm using the air cons to hatch the rest. So, just kind of... I'm going to be checking on this... Giga over here that's being imprinted. I just want to see how imprinting scales up the Giga stats. I've never actually fully raised a Giga, so this will be the first time for me, and I'm quite curious with regards to that. Oops, sorry, Snow Owl. Yep, Gigas are out. Let's see what we get. Okay, 210. Clearly not needed. 221. Okay, that's close to what we currently have. I just wanted to see if that was a mutation, but it is not, and so therefore I'm not keeping it. Now, that's gone. 215. Nope, we don't want you either. 210, 205. At the moment, okay, that was a mutation, yep. Because I didn't have that green, did I? So that was a mutation that we just killed right there, 216. As I said, I'm not going to keep anything yet. 295, can I? There we go, perfect. Now I need to get over there, 204, clearly lower than what the parents are. Also, so with mutations... There is, according to the game and the devs, a 70% chance of the baby taking the best stats from the parent. And as you've seen so far, there's also a 30% chance of them taking the bad stats. At the moment, a lot of the Gigas are taking a lot of the bad stats, therefore the reduction in level compared to the parent to 18. So it's taken some good stats, but not enough. I mean, I personally think it's more around 60% or 50% with regards to what stats the baby gets from the parents. Just from my personal experience, especially in this part, or the first part of the breeding, that's what I've seen happen. Obviously, random is random, and, you know, just because they say it's 70% doesn't necessarily mean it's 70%. It's still a random number, random occurrence per creature. So, oh, 229. That looks good. That looks better than what we currently have. So, you're a keeper. And unfortunately, the other 2 Gigas will have to go. You are a female. So we'll go and put you next to the other ones, and obviously get rid of the ones that we currently have, because, or the one that I currently have at the moment, because it's now become useless. It's a shame because it's got the red belly, but hopefully we get a male with the red belly. I do want to keep that coloration. Make sure it's not on Wonder. Might as well harvest you as well. I am going to keep the other Giga. As I said, I do want to see how the imprinting affects the stats. I kind of know what the base stats of the parents were. Or at least the ones that interest me anyways. Oops, sorry Giga. I did not mean to do that. I was just in a bit of a rush. Alright, so this is the last Giga. What level are you? 229. Perfect. Okay, so 2 females, by the looks of it, twinsies. I'm going to keep both of them. That does give me a head start to the breeding. One of them will, of course, become the mother, or the base mother, and the other one, once we get the first mutations, will have to go. The first mutations, as with the owls, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking for the first damage and stat, or health mutations, not geesh. So I'll be looking for the first damage and health mutation in the Gigas, after which, obviously, I'll choose one of the mutations and breed it all the way until it reaches 20 mutations in either patrilineal or matrilineal, and then move on to the damage. Alright, so I'm going to keep these guys breeding over here until we get a 229 male or better Gigas. Okay, I've been through quite a few batches of eggs at the moment. I've recorded all of them, but I will not include them all in the video, because otherwise it'd be about an hour's worth of footage. That doesn't include the waiting around for things to happen. Oh no, I didn't want to lock myself out. Just the footage that I've got. So I've gone through quite a few batches. This, I guess, is the last batch that I've got of eggs at the moment that are ready to be hatched. I'm still looking for that 229 male. I've not seen anything higher than the 229 Gigas. So technically it gains 20 levels to the parent, which were a 209. So I'm going to have to wait for these guys to hatch. I'm just trying to keep myself entertained until that happens. Hopefully we get lucky with this one. If that's so, then that means in the next episode we can start looking at some Giga mutations in stats. As I said before in the video, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to try and aim and get both a mutation in HP as well as one. Oh, hello, that was lucky. And a male. And it's got the red belly. Superb. Excellent. Going back to what I was saying, I'm going to be looking at getting a mutation both in HP as well as in damage. I don't think anything else is worth keeping. On the Giga, I can always put points into stamina that do tend to have really bad stamina, so I can probably attribute a couple of points into stamina as I level them up. So that now means, of course, that I have 2 females and a male, so I'm going to have to wait for these guys to mature. That takes about a real day. So instead of, I believe these normally take, what, about 2 weeks on official servers. Whereas on this server it'll take about a day for them to fully mature, so I'll have to wait for that to happen. Whereas the owls tend to mature in several hours. I don't remember by how much I've sped up the mature rate. But if I were to have kept it similar to the official servers, this sort of video would not be possible. It would take forever. Just to get one mutation line would probably take a week. So I'm trying to speed things up. Obviously, I'm hoping people will find some information that is useful from this video and maybe kind of keep it interesting and somewhat entertaining. I mean, breeding can be quite boring and dull, and where some people prefer, for example, farming, I prefer taming creatures and obviously breeding. Breeding is a very lengthy process in the game, especially on the official servers, but even on servers that have been sped up like mine, it can still take a very long time. I mean, to get to the 6th mutation on the owls, it still has taken me a week, just to show people how long it can take. But I do like it. I do like the end results, and some creatures can become really powerful. Well, actually, all creatures can become really powerful and useful from breeding. I might look at trying to breed jerboas. That's something that's crossed my mind. I want to see what a jerboa that is fully mutated looks like. Or maybe a dodo. Might look at doing that. Get me to 150 dodos, breed them up, and then see if they can take on a Rex. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, that's becoming more of a tempting prospect, actually, just for fun. Not that I actually need the dodos for anything, but imagine that, a dodo taking on a Rex. I don't know, would you guys like to see that? That's definitely something I'm really seriously considering now. Yeah, I'm still thinking about the possibilities of, ooh, I ate some meat and so therefore poisoned myself. Brilliant. But yeah, the prospect of creating possibly a killer dodo or a Rex killing dodo. Now that idea has been suggested by someone in my Ark breeding guide, and I have thought about that, and now I'm thinking about it even more. So we'll need to stop these guys from breeding. We don't want them anymore. They're useless to us. So I'm going to unhitch them, then send them to Mike's base, and he can do what he wants. Oops. So, hey, bad Giga. Going back to the dodos. How many of you guys would like to see me breed dodos and then put them up against Rexes? That would be pretty cool. It would take a long time to get the dodos done, but yeah. I'm very curious to see what can be done with the dodos. I mean, obviously, I'm going off of what I've done with the Rexes in the past, and I've bred some super powerful Rexes. What can a dodo achieve? That's a good question. That's a question that needs answering, and I think I'm gonna probably look at answering that. That's... yeah. Well, if you guys want to see that, let me know down below. I will obviously have to prepare for something like that, and obviously because dodos are very weak, that means I'll probably have to tame myself a ton of 150 dodos, then select the best stats before we even start breeding. Oops, did not mean to do that. I meant to put you there and hit you. Come on. That was my bad. I am very tired. It is 4 in the morning. I've spent a long time trying to get these Gigas to breed. And obviously to obtain the results that we have here. So we're going to rename you. You're going to be the Mama Giga. So this will be our base Giga, which will breed back to the mutations once we start getting mutations. And so you will be the Papa Giga. Yeah, and you look just like your dad, so you have the red belly, which is what I wanted to keep. That means, because I was quite worried at one point about not getting the red belly passed on to a parent or to a baby Giga, so I can then pass it on to my mutations. So I was a bit worried about that, but I'm happy that it's passed on. Those are the Christmas colors, so it is from the Christmas event, which I find odd because Christmas is long since passed, but we still seem to have these colors on the server, so why not, you know? I do like the color red. Okay, there we go, perfect. They should have plenty of food on them. Okay, so that is it. These are my baby Gigas. Gonna wait for these guys to mature, and so we are well on our way to breeding Gigas now. A bit of a boring and long episode, but I did want to show people that haven't done any breeding for mutations what to expect if you do want to go down this road. It is long, it is arduous, it is boring. I personally don't find it boring. I actually quite enjoy it. But that's the way things work with mutations and breeding for mutations, or at least the first steps. I hope that you have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please do not forget to support me and the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos. And why not check out some of my other videos here on this channel? Who knows, you might just enjoy them. Finally, for those interested, you can always find me on the Sethtopia Discord. Links to this you can find down below in the video's description as well as in a pinned comment. Until next time, stay safe, folks.